will perhaps bear the brunt of their results. Power stocks are starting higher because power generation companies like, for instance, Tata Power, even Rail Infra actually is starting higher. NTPC is starting higher. PFC is starting higher. Okay, let's wait and see. I thought they will have to take the bad news on their books, but let's wait and see. Amitabh, I wanted to ask you about more generally the economy. The lockdown has taken longer than many people estimated when it started. So now, there are all kinds of numbers doing the rounds that once the moratorium ends, you could have a doubling of system NPA from currently about 9% to 18% or maybe 15%. Do you think it can get as bad as that?
Well, very difficult to predict at this stage, because you are absolutely right. The impact of this lockdown is widespread across all industries, not just no longer restricted to some. And then you kind of add to that the fact that it will take some time for, assuming even if the lockdown is lifted, and if it is lifted quickly, which I don't think will happen, it will be lifted in stages, it will take even more time for the economic activity to pick up. So the story is not going to get here. It's going to continue to remain tough for some period of time. Yes, the NPLs would rise. Now, the fact that you extend the moratorium or moratorium ends is just about kicking the can down the road. What you really need is support to the economy, so that these people can come back to business quickly and start producing the cash flow, so that the NPLs don't happen or they are lower. But standing today, can one predict what the numbers will be out there? No, it's quite difficult, and we'll need to get to know that only in the next 3 to 6 months. But yes, we do know that the NPLs would rise for sure. And the MSME and the SME sector is where you would see more of it than in comparison to some of the others. But with this support coming in, hopefully that should get reduced. But yes, we are watchful and we are worried that the overall NPLs in the system would rise.
Okay, overall NPLs in system will rise. That's given. By the way, the pre-open is slightly worse than the SGX Nifty, down about 150 points. M&M, HDFC, Reliance, a lot of stocks under pressure. Amitabh, good mornings. That's the NPL side. What about the income side? I mean, the net interest income and net interest margin. Do you think there will be a reset on that as well post-COVID?
Well, and as far as net interest margins are concerned, we are seeing the impact of the liquidity come into play. There is so much liquidity in the system that we are not able to deploy it effectively. I mean, I'm talking about the banking system overall. And because you're not able to deploy it, or it is being parked with RBI, actually there is a negative pressure on the NIMs across the banking system, because the cash which is there is not getting deployed. But yes, as gradually, slowly, government comes out with schemes of this nature, where the deployment of some of this excess liquidity starts happening, the NIMs should hopefully come in line. But end of the day, the biggest other factor which will play into the NIMs is the NPLs. So if NPLs rise, and if moratorium is not given, or some kind of one-time restructuring is not allowed, that will again have a negative impact on NIMs, because with rising NPLs, you have to reverse the interest. So let's see how this plays out. I think next 3 to 6 months will determine it.
Mr. Chaudhary, good morning, sir. What happens to NBFCs? Will banks be more willing to lend now that there are specific measures, 20% first loss guarantee, a special fund which can buy all investment grade paper, etc.?
So if you look at the two things which the finance minister announced yesterday, the size of what they have offered is about 2% of the overall exposure to NBFC sector, approximately 2%. So firstly, and one of the schemes was already there, they just expanded the scope of the scheme. So I'm not sure whether this is going to lead to a big change in the overall liquidity of the NBFC sector. Yes, they're trying to support some of the weaker parts of the system. Again, I think we have to wait for the details. I read in one of the papers that at least the immediate support of buying paper is going to go through the next PV structure. Very important that it gets done quickly. It gets done in a form and shape where people can understand it. And as far as the partial guarantee scheme is concerned, they've expanded the scope of it. But again, we have to look at it in comparison to the overall size of the NBFC sector. And yes, this might help some players, but is it going to move the needle in a significant manner? I think it remains to be seen.
Okay, actually, that was going to be my question as well. Were you in on any conversation or heard from any other peer banker about this SPV? Government sets it up with some equity of what, 3,000-5,000 crore, and then it levers up. Is that how it will work?
I mean, that's what I've read in a paper.
Okay.
One of the government, secretaries has been quoting that, yes, they will create a SPV structure and then they will lever it up. Let's see how this pans out. How will they lever it up? Who will lend to it? How will the whole scheme work? And how quickly does it get implemented? Right now, it's an announcement.
Yeah.
I think, it'll take 15 days, it'll take 30 days, or it'll take some more time to get it functional is what is key, because the liquidity to the NBFC sector and support is needed now. So, the more it gets delayed, lesser is the impact of what you're doing, because some of the NBFCs then can't just go down further towards the crisis.
Yeah, the water has already gone over the head for many people.
Yes, sir.
Also, that partial credit guarantee, I was trying to reach out to several bankers yesterday. I think they are okay, or you guys are okay buying a whole portfolio where 20% first loss is borne. But if it is giving one NBFC 100 rupees, of which first loss of 20 is borne, then there is hesitation. Did I understand it right?
Well, yes. I mean, again, as I said, the details are still awaited. And whether, buying of portfolios of NBFC will qualify for that or not, I'm not so sure. Again, because they expanded the scope, I don't know whether it comes with additional terms and conditions. Assuming you can buy portfolios where this partial guarantee is applicable, then yes, it just makes it easier to kind of do the transaction for sure. But please also understand and appreciate that given the moratorium which is on in the entire financial sector, how do you really assess the credit risk of the portfolio which you are buying? That is still a question mark, and still you'll have to wait and understand how that plays out. So are people just opening their tabs because this scheme is there and, let's say the terms and conditions are out? I don't think so. People will be cautious. People will like to understand what that means. And moment people become cautious, Lata, the problem is the tendency is to shift towards lesser risk. The tendency is to go for, NBFCs or players where you believe that the standalone entity is strong enough to support the transaction. So, I'm not sure this is going to lead to a rush for doing transactions. Yes, obviously, I'm sure the NBFC is expecting it will happen. My view is that it will take some time to pan out.
Okay, fair enough. By the way, the pre-open has settled 170 points lower on the Nifty and about 440 points lower on the Bank Nifty. So keep an eye. The big banks are down. HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank are all down between 2 to 4%. Amitabh, I wanted your thoughts also on this IBA proposal of Bad Bank, which was submitted, I think 2 days back. Your thoughts on this issue?
So, IBA has been working on this for some time. Please appreciate that, proposals of this nature have also been talked about in the past. The size of the entity which is being talked about is, I would say, we need a bigger size. So we are hoping that the government can put in more and make it much bigger. And the second hope is that with this entity being created, frankly, that all the banks or wherever the NPLs are happening, all the debt can come into this entity so that you can tackle or work with the borrower in a more speedier fashion. Let's see, again, how it pans out. I mean, it is another proposal on the table to solve the potential NPL problem we're looming in the horizon. Keeping my fingers crossed. Very difficult to predict because some of these schemes have not worked in the past. So we have to be very watchful of what will we do this time, which will make it different, and so this will work better this time around. Okay.
Mr. Chaudhary, sir, your views on one big sector, which is power. We've got this 90,000 crore rupee package announced. So, now PFC, REC lends so that DISCOMs hopefully don't default and the cycle keeps moving. Does that alleviate the chances of more NPAs in power?
Oh, yes, it is a huge help because the payments from the DISCOMs to the GENCOs have trickled to almost nothing over the last couple of months. So the DISCOMs are suffering, the GENCOs are suffering in a big way, and obviously it is directly connected with the financial institutions and potential defaults there. This is guaranteed by the state governments, so it is not that they're just lending to DISCOMs without any support, and maybe that's why the PFC price was up. This is just my guess, but yes, it is a very, very important move and very beneficial move for the GENCOs and hopefully, obviously, the banking sector, because some of the payments which have been stuck for a long period of time will start coming through and will support the overall sector.
Okay. Amitabh, I don't want to beguile you by calling you for the package and asking you other questions, but really your investors will want to know when you are likely to hear from RBI on the Max issue. Have you already sent it to them?
Yes, we have applied to RBI as we should have. We have already done that, and obviously RBI will deliberate on the proposal. I think they've already started looking at it. Whenever we are in a shape to let the markets know anything, we'll let them know.
Okay.
The regulator knows what they're doing, and
Sure.
I'm sure they will go into details of the proposal.
Okay. Well, finally, Amitabh, how are you looking at loan growth this year? As an economy, should we be reconciled to flat credit? I mean, if we can keep the entire system at 150 lakh crore, it's good. We shouldn't make an effort to get more in terms of loans.
So, with the government supporting and coming out with some of these schemes, it will obviously support the growth of loans in the banking sector. It is frankly all dependent on how quickly the economy, the lockdown is lifted and the economic activity starts picking up. But my guess is that you might see some loan growth because of all these schemes that the government is coming out with. But yes, it will be anemic in comparison to last year.
Okay.
Last year was not great either. So.
You had guided that triple B and below paper lot will increase. Anything in the scheme of things for you to change your mind?
No, I think I would like to stick to that you will see deterioration in the overall, weighted average rating of the portfolio across the banking system in spite of all this support, because, the support can't be given to every sector, every entity in the economy, and we have to potentially be prepared for it. So.
Well, fair enough. Economy itself has sat down, so there is only that much help you can give. Thank you very much, Amitabh
Thank you,
Chaudhary,
Lata. Thanks, everyone.
for joining us on what should be a busy morning. Thank you so much. Well, that clarifies a lot of things from the point of view of a banker. Anuj, markets open now. Back to you.
Markets open in 2 minutes, so let's quickly take the 9:14 calls if we can. Nifty down 170.